Good morning. Uh, Friday. Here we are. Sorry, I'm running a little late this morning. I get sidetracked, right? I gotta just. Uh, It's funny. Like it seems like the earlier you get ready, the more chances there are you're going to get sidetracked, right? Um, if you're rushing to go directly to the next thing, then but when you think you have time, that's when you get yourself in trouble, right? So, um, so we're at the end of the week, um, almost, right? And very much the end of February, moving on to March. And I was thinking about the weather and how nice it will be when it gets warm like this all the time. But then my brother sent me something that reminded me that this is this is probably just a little taste of spring. We're gonna have uh, we've had plenty of snowstorms in March and such, so don't don't be surprised if we go right back to it. That is quite possible. All right. Um, so let's just breathe a little bit to get started. Sitting up tall, nice and open chest, um, relaxed shoulders. Breathing in through the nose, back out through the nose, slowing down the breath. Take a few moments to notice what's going on with your body today. Seeing if there are areas that feel good, maybe a little tight. Um, just kind of briefly scanning through the body, seeing if you can bring a little more relaxation with the breath, letting go of any worries or concerns. It's still early, so maybe you don't have too many, or maybe you do. Maybe you've already gotten some worries going on. So, your practice is a time to let all of those things go. Right? We want to think of our mat as a very safe and comfortable place, free from worries and fears, judgments, and really concerns of any kind. Right? It is a place to breathe, to move, um, to really meet yourself in acceptance. This is a hard thing for many people, this idea of accepting ourselves as we are. Um, and people are often, the idea of that sort of puts people off. They think that means that they don't want to change, or that they can't improve, or that they're settling, right? Oh, I've given up. I'm just accepting it. Well, that's not it at all, right? What it is seeing things how they are, right? It's not telling ourselves a story or a lie. It's not making up excuses. It's not trying to justify something that really can't be justified or doesn't need to be justified, right? Um, it is just seeing things how they are. To see those things does not mean that you never want to change those things. It doesn't mean that you can't see the flaws. You can't see the shortcomings and the places where we could do better. But that's true for everything. Everything could be better. It doesn't mean it's not good now. It doesn't mean that it's not perfectly useful and functional and, you know, lovable, beautiful. Um, we could always do better. And that's what this practice is about. It's about getting closer to where we want to be, right? Um, the path is long, and we may never get to whatever place we want, right? Our idea of where we should be. Um, that's okay, right? Um, it's in the journey, it's in getting there that we learn what we are meant to learn. Um, and we start, right, with acceptance and with eyes wide open, right? If we can't see what we truly are, who we truly are, where we're starting, how can we move from there? If we can't love ourselves right now, not when you lose 10 pounds, not when you finish this job you're supposed to do, or get your house clean, or find a boyfriend, or get your kids out of the house. I don't know. Whatever is you're sort of striving for personally in your life. Um, those are good things. They may be very good things that you're hoping to do, but it doesn't matter. Where you are now is where we are starting. And we have to be happy with where we are. We have to accept it. Um, that is kind of the the strange thing about change and about making positive movements in your life. If you're coming from a place of anger and a place of hatred and negative emotions, it's going to be very hard to get motivated to do anything, right? Um, those types of feelings are uh, they're very debilitating, right? There's nothing motivational about them. You might think they are, and a lot of people, I think that, like they think that negative voice in their head, that criticism is what gets them moving. But in truth, it's not, right? Those are the feelings that tear you down. Those are the things that cause you to feel less than, and they make you doubt, right? What you're doing, right? Oh, you've made so many mistakes in your life. This is probably just one more, right? Um, so we want to set those thoughts aside. We want to break that chain of negative thinking. We want to eliminate those thoughts, um, that voice in your head, right? That's not real. It's just a memory, right? It's maybe things that people told you or self thought from times past, um, but it doesn't hold any relevance now. Everything changes. You've changed. Your life has changed. Um, holding on to this negative belief about yourself won't get you anywhere. It's like, why even start? Right? Um, you've already decided what the outcome is going to be, so why begin? How about we instead recognize that things change, that we've changed, that we don't know the outcome, um, but we're going to think positively. We're going to hold positive thoughts and we're going to cheer ourselves on with whatever step we get to. Um, as they say with yoga, right? The best time to start yoga was 20 years ago, but the next best time is today. So you can regret a lot of the things that you've done in the past that have gotten you to a place that maybe you don't like, or you can just move on. Either way, you're in the same place, right? Um, Regrets and recriminations for things past are of no use. Um, they are wasted energy in the most literal sense. So let's turn that energy to really looking at where we are, understanding what our um, limitations might be right now and what our goals are for the future, and then making a plan, making a very practical plan, right? Something very possible. Um, when it comes to improving and moving forward with our lives, many times, it's not even just the negative talk; it's our own plans which sabotage us, right? We we bite off more than we can chew. Sometimes it's just just because we aren't used to doing these things and we make some poor choices. But sometimes it's deliberate, albeit unconscious. So you may not be deliberately consciously sabotaging your progress, but unconsciously, um, when we plan too big, dream too big, um, and we don't have any plan to get there, we don't have any middle steps. um, how could we ever get there, right? So instead, we just feel like we failed. Oh well, I was planning to be Queen of England, and I didn't achieve it, so I'm a failure, right? Well, that seems like a kind of a crazy goal, right? How are you going to get there? There's a lot of steps that probably go back to choosing where you were born, and so we can't even do that. So, um, right? Let's look at these things. Make sure that not only are your goals achievable, but you have a plan to get there, that is achievable, right? That makes sense. Um, when we talk about things being people being successful about things, we forget how much work goes into getting there, right? There is a lot of work. Um, but we don't have to think about that. We can think about each step, right? What's the first step? And then what's the next step? And then what's the next step? Take it day by day, right? If you can just get through this day, then what do you got to do tomorrow? I'm going to get through that day, and so on and so on. It's a great strategy for right now, right? If you're having trouble with the winter, if you're having trouble with still being stuck in your house, still being in lockdown, having all of these things going on in the world, um, take it day by day. Right? What can you look forward to today? What can you plan for tomorrow? Keep going. Repeat until we maybe have a day where we can plan a little further. Um, so it is all um, it all starts with this acceptance, right? Acceptance of where we are, who we are. Start at your mat, right? If you can't do that anywhere else in your life, do it in your practice. Start there, and then maybe it can expand. So dropping your head, we'll just stay here for a few breaths. See if you can relax the shoulders. Relaxing all the way down the arms, to the wrists and the hands. Then heads back up, lifting the chin. Again, still relaxed here. Sometimes, we start to lift the shoulders up. Make sure you consciously are letting them lower. Head back to center. Breath in, lowering. Head to the right. Make sure we aren't lifting that opposite shoulder, or kind of leaning the body over. We're staying really upright and just moving through the neck. Back up and moving left. And if you don't go very far, maybe your neck is pretty tight today, that's all right. Just let it be where it is. So I like to think of our practice as this microcosm of our life. So if you can accept where you feel limited, but try a little, right? So we talk about this soft edge when we're moving, when we're stretching. We're not doing nothing, but we're not at our very edge, right? We are at what they call the soft edge, which is where you start to feel some tightness, some stretch. That's a great place to be in many places of your life, right? You're trying, you're expanding, you're stepping out of that comfort zone, but you're not, out in the wind. You're just enough, right? Just enough to feel things stretching, to feel things changing, but not so much that you are in danger or doing anything, hazardous, right? Um, that's where that change begins to happen. Lean forward and move around. Consistent effort, right? With yoga and with everything. Back up, arms wide. Take a deep breath and exhale, hands together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Once more. Inhale and exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the hands. We're gazing up. Arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Let's lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Left hand on right knee, right arm behind, sitting tall, and then twist. Switch sides. Inhale and twist. Back to center. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, sitting up tall. Take a breath, fold forward. Come on back up. Let's extend the legs. Deep breath, fold forward. And then coming back up, let's point and flex the feet. And then bring the legs wide. Sitting up tall here. And then leaning forward, you can have hands out or in front, your choice. Back up. Let's bring the feet a little closer. You can walk the hands out a little bit. Moving back up, bend the right knee, bring the foot in next to the thigh, and we're going to turn your body so you're facing the left leg. Deep breath in, fold forward. Back up, switch legs around. And turn so you're facing the left leg. Deep breath, fold forward. And back up. Let's have both legs out in front. Inhale and fold. And then back up. Let's point and flex the feet. Rotating one way and the other. This is a great thing to do anytime, right? You can do this sitting in a chair or whatever. Just keeping that flexibility and range of motion through the ankles is good. Bend the knees. And we're going to lower down. Take a few breaths. Hug that right knee in, left leg long. And then we're going to extend the legs. So you could grab a hold of the calf or the ankle, maybe the toe. Extending. And then if you want to lower out to the side, give that a go. And then bending the knee back again, extend the leg, and we'll switch it up. So now we've got the left leg hugging in. And then extending. And then back. Extend both legs. Bring the feet a little wider. And we can do goalpost arms or arms to a T. 5-pointed star. Take a few breaths. bringing everything to center. Plug the knees in. You can move side to side a little. Feet back down to the mat. We're going to bring the right ankle, top of the left knee, either staying here or bringing that left leg in closer. Sitting down, let's switch. Both feet back down to the mat. Let's walk the feet to the outer edges and bump the knees to the center. Arms out to a T, and then lower both knees to the right and the gaze left. Knees back to center, and then moving knees to the left, gazing right. Back to center. Let's just take a few breaths here. And then getting ready for bridge. We're going to do a regular bridge and then a supported bridge. So have your block nearby, feet back, close to the body, pressing down, hands and feet, lifting up. and lowering back down. We'll find our block. Lifting up again. Getting the block in the right place where you feel supported and comfortable. And then just breathe. And then removing the block. Resting back down. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. You bring the hands up over the head, maybe. Bringing knees to center. Let's hug them in. You can make some circles with the knees. One direction and then the other. Extend the legs, arms by your side. And then lowering down. Find a place that feels comfortable for your Shavasana. Keep breathing. Focus on sensations in the body. Coming back into movement with the body. When you're ready, making your way up to a seat. We can bring hands together for a deep breath in and out. Thank you for taking time this morning to come to your mat, to enjoy some yoga, and to share it with me. I hope that you have a really good Friday. Namaste. Okay, great. Meditation. So, comfortable seat. You could be sitting in a chair if you want. You could be lying down if you want. I like to be seated because I feel like learning seated meditation is really helpful because you can do it anywhere, right? You can't always lie down, but you can almost always find a seat. So, getting that sensation, knowing how to hold the body, where you like to place the hands, just getting comfortable with that positioning can be a good thing. So, breathing in, breathing out, letting go of any tension, gentle focus with the mind. So back to awareness, back to regular life. Deep breath in and out. Good morning, Dora and Deb. Sorry, I didn't say hi before. Sometimes I do forget to look at the chat box. So if I miss you someday, don't feel bad. It's probably just because I wasn't paying attention to reading and all those things. All right, so tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be here. If I see you, great. If I don't see you, then have a great weekend.